Alright, and I am back on another one. Right now I'm just traveling through a quiet, quaint little downtown section of the town that I'm heading through onto the job. Um, at this point I'm probably still about 5-10 minutes out. But it is apparently a small pad for a shed. Now, I was told that I was looking for a bucket that's on the side of this main road, and was told is the entrance that I had to take to get to where I need to go. Did you see it? Neither did I. So, this road that I'm taking now is the actual address to the house. So, being that I couldn't find or missed where the bucket actually was, I drove up this little road to then meet the guy I was meeting to pour the shed pad for.
Can you pull in from over there? There's a bucket on 32.
Oh, it's a bucket on 32?
Yeah, that's what I told the dispatcher to tell you.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys came out, one of your supervisors, whatever, says you can't pull in that way.
Okay.
Alright. Then you see what's right in the back.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn around and come in this way.
So, right there was the bucket. It had apparently tipped over. It was just a little Home Depot bucket, 5-gallon pail or whatever from Home Depot. So, I missed it as I went by. But no big deal, just had to get turned around and head up the side entrance to this guy's property. So there wasn't necessarily anything special about this dirt side entrance to this guy's property. The only thing that can be annoying about driving through a narrow back alley like this that's a dirt road is trees that lean over the top of the truck. They tend to scrape the drum and stuff, which, you know, just leaves ugly scratches on it. So I was bringing 5 yards up to this shed pad thing. I guess he also had 5 more yards scheduled for the next day, so he could finish the job off. So in total it would have been a 10-yard shed pad. Being that he's, you know, just a homeowner DIYer, it's not uncommon to want to break up larger pours like this. It's actually probably advisable. If you're, you know, not used to handling a lot of yardage at the time, it's just easier so it doesn't get away from you. So he wanted it on the wetter side, and he also wanted to work in sections so he wouldn't have to screed as much at one time, which is also something very common amongst DIYers or somebody who doesn't do concrete work all that often. Watching this now, after having not seen this footage for quite some time, I probably could have gotten it wetter for him, since, you know, he had told me he didn't necessarily care. But, you know, it is what it is. He worked with it as it is. So it's not uncommon for DIYers or people who don't work with a lot of concrete all at the same time to ask you to work in smaller strips and keep it square so they don't have to screed as much at one time. When I get asked that, I usually will do 5 to 10 feet at a time and fan back and forth, working backwards like normal. I stretched it a little bit on this one, just so I wouldn't have to keep pulling back up quite as much, but that's usually how I handle the situation, is fan moving back and forth while moving backwards 5 to 10 feet at a time. Apparently, the main guy here, at some point in his life, had worked with concrete, so he had a basic understanding of, what I was going to do and what was expected of him in terms of getting concrete on the ground. But it certainly had been a while, and the help that he had with them didn't really have a clue. I mean, he was doing the best he could to, direct them to get the right methods down and whatnot, but, we made it work. So right there, I was asking him where he wanted me to wash out, because I had a full chute of stuff and whatnot. And sometimes people don't want it just anywhere in their backyard. He requested that I leave him whatever was in my chute as a safety pile. So I climbed up the chute for him and scraped everything down, and then he just had me sort of move off into the next section to the right and wash out the rest of the chutes over there. So it happens fairly often, but sometimes the way you park your truck when you're washing out is very important for tree branches. Because if you have your drum spinning in full charge as you're washing the fins off and stuff, and it's rubbing up on trees, there's going to be a very ugly scratch mark all the way around your drum until you wash your drum off really good again. So sometimes it's key to get the truck moved away from the tree branches so you don't get that ugly scratch ring. Now, for whatever reason, I ended up backing back down the dirt side entrance to this guy's property. I don't remember exactly why, but there was probably a septic tank or a leach field off into the big open area there that I was avoiding for him. Otherwise, I did have enough space to turn around and then go drive out the side entrance there, but for whatever reason I was backing out onto the road. But that's that. It was I believe it was 5 yards I brought there for half of that shed pad, and the next day or the day after that, somebody else went up there to do the rest of it. And that's that. I guess it's going to be a shed built on top of that. But be sure to like the video. Leave a comment below, always appreciated. Be sure to subscribe to Banas Concrete Service here on YouTube. And go like Banas Concrete Service on both Facebook and Instagram. That'll be it. Gonna get loaded for the next one.